Hello! Ben Willis is an unrecognized artist who dreams of having his own art exhibition and deeply misses his ex-girlfriend, Susie. A difficult breakup drives the guy into insomnia, and to occupy his night hours, Ben takes a job at the Sainsbury supermarket. Along with the new job, the ability to stop time, and a girl, Sharon, suddenly appears in his life. She awakens real feelings and an unprecedented inspiration in the artist. 2.5 years of a beautiful relationship between art college student Ben Willis and his girlfriend Susie suddenly ends with a fight. Mutual promises, introduction to parents, and the rest of the charms of living together are left in the past. Moreover, the lovable girl immediately starts a new relationship with a classmate, Steve Jenkins, and is not ashamed to display her happiness. Supporting the guy in this difficult period of life is his best friend Sharon. He's not very popular with the girls, but as if he were an avid ladies' man, advises Ben to find a date. Willis, on the other hand, unable to get over the hard breakup, dreams about Susie every night. The anguish forces him to make an attempt at reconciliation and call his former lover, but the girl resolutely rebuffs him, saying that their relationship is over. He spends many nights suffering from insomnia and haunting memories that are evoked by the photos of his happy days with Susie.
To think about her now with someone else. It felt like all the oxygen had been sucked from the room.
However, Ben cannot find the strength to destroy the pictures. Insomnia haunts him every night, and nothing helps him overcome it. Instead of fighting the restless sleep, Ben only makes himself more stressed, tossing and turning for hours in bed with thoughts of his ex-girlfriend. However, after a while, Ben's nightlife takes a different turn. He spends hours reading the books that he didn't have time for before, yet his thoughts are still occasionally invaded by vivid images of Susie. During the day, Ben lives a dull life, visiting cafes alone and stopping by the stores to buy fast food. One day, he walks into the Sainsbury supermarket, takes the necessary items from the shelves, and goes to the cash register. A pretty blonde counts the cost of his purchases, and it turns out that the guy doesn't have enough money. Willis has to give up some of the goods. His tired eyes are looking around the store, and he notices an advertisement announcing the hiring of the night shift employees. The guy, who needs to fill the extra 8 hours of his life with something meaningful, immediately goes to fill out an application and is interviewed by the manager. Optimistic but slightly unpleasant Alan Jenkins. The man happily hires him, telling him of the great career prospects in the company. Without delay, Ben begins performing his duties, transporting merchandise, cleaning up milk spills on the floor. He is observing the beautiful female night customers with an artist's eye. Also, Sharon, the very girl he met at the cash register on the first night who, because of her constant tardiness, has to put up with harassment from Jenkins. The boss doesn't leave Ben alone either, and makes sure the absent-minded guy performs all his duties. Besides Sharon and Ben, smug Barry Brickman works night shifts at Sainsbury's. The guy rides between the racks on a scooter and pretends to be a stuntman, who, however, hasn't been able to perform a single successful stunt yet. There is another avid scooter rider, Matt Stevens, a good friend of Barry's, with whom he constantly makes dirty jokes. For this, they both get reprimanded by the vigilant Alan. Ever since Ben got his night shift job at the supermarket, it's been 2 weeks without sleep. Suddenly, the guy discovers that he has the ability to control time, or rather to freeze it. The whole world around him pauses at once. The supermarket's employees and the customers freeze in random poses. The suffering artist comes up with an ingenious idea. He uses the frozen girls as models. Female shoppers give him the same vivid impression as the Swedish student who used to live in his parents' house when he was young. Back then, it was his first time when he could appreciate the beauty of a female body. Ben spends countless hours in the frozen world, laboring over sketches. When the sketches are done, Willis carefully returns the girls back to normal and also leaves himself a chance to make fun of Jenkins, who continues annoying Sharon. The guy starts the clock again with a fingers crack. His childhood best friend, Sean Higgins, continues to visit the insomniac Ben in his dorm room every morning. He wants to help and support his mate and offers to discuss the friend's anxiety, but Ben stubbornly refuses, hiding the fact that he still suffers from painful memories. The night work at Sainsbury's goes on, and one night a weird new employee, Brian, appears on the team, a kid who wields a mop showing off his martial arts skills. The newbie immediately attracts the attention of the local merrymakers, and especially Matt, who does not hesitate to challenge him to a fight. Unexpectedly, the brash guy gets what he deserves.
Grab my arm.
Ben meets Sharon in the locker room. He likes her more and more each day. The girl is about to leave when she suddenly sees a sandwich in his hands. Starving, she asks for a bite. Willis allows her to do so and watches, mesmerized, as she slips out of the locker room in her high heels. Saddened by Sharon's leaving, Ben wanders pensively between shelves when suddenly a package of toilet paper is dropped on his head by inseparable buddies, Barry and Matt. Ben learns that Matt has asked Sharon out tomorrow night. The girl agreed, making Matt hopeful of the date, with a sequel. Ben walks away brooding and recalls the women he had crushes on in his school years. One of them was an 18-year-old slender track and field athlete who ran the Olympic distance barefoot. The second passion of the little Ben was a biology teacher, whom the hero was openly staring at during classes. At the head of all was his classmate, Tanya Green, whom he sneaked glances at, but did not dare to speak to until she did it first. One day, Tanya broke her arm, which caused a big commotion among her classmates, who were happy to draw something on the cast. The girl asked Ben to sign it, and he timidly drew a red cross in a vacant spot. 6 weeks later, Tanya's cast was removed, and that day the popular girl became a laughingstock for her classmates, as her arm had grown thick black hair under the cast. Instead of teasing Tanya along with everyone else, Ben had the courage to comfort her, and after offering to be his girlfriend, got her consent. He arranged the first date at his favorite secluded spot in the schoolyard, but he didn't dare to accept Tanya's bold offer to kiss, promising to do it later. But he never saw his girlfriend again. Her parents suddenly decided to move. Sainsbury's staff, including Ben, gather in the locker room, where satisfied Matt soon appears, boasting confidently that he had such a great time with Sharon the day before. His sweet memories are interrupted by their boss. Jenkins declares that there's a soccer game on Sunday night against a team from another supermarket, and it's a matter of honor for the people gathered to defend their reputation. Alan gives a pep talk to keep their spirits up. In turn, his subordinates stare at him with poker faces. They don't have a choice. On Sunday, the team appears on the field. The opponents have impeccable possession of the ball, which causes Jenkins' subordinates to panic. Sharon comes to watch the game, and Matt immediately rushes over to her. Alan, all fired up, motivates his team to play and hopes to win the friendly competition. But the ball ends up in Brian's goal time and time again. This happens a total of 26 times, and even Sharon's encouragement doesn't help the team pull themselves together to score at least one goal. To make matters worse, in the last minute of the match, Jenkins takes a powerful hit in the nose and drenches the field with blood. Matt volunteers to drive the boss to the hospital and instructs Ben to make sure Sharon gets home, and the devastatingly defeated team immediately leaves. Ben and Sharon go to a cafe, where he gently asks her about her relationship with Matt. As it turns out, everything the braggart said turned out to be a lie, and Sharon doesn't have any other boyfriend either. In a pleasant conversation, the girl tells Ben about her dream, to teach English somewhere in South America, and to do this, she is saving up money for Spanish classes. Ben says he wants to be an artist, and to have his work displayed in a gallery. After the cafe, Ben walks Sharon home, and the couple kisses, awkwardly, for the first time. The next day at work, Sharon stops by to check on Jenkins, who is not in his best shape after the injury. He assures her, however, that he feels fine, and invites Sharon and the other employees to his birthday party on Saturday. The girl immediately rushes to tell Ben about it, and makes him promise to go there together. He agrees, in front of a frustrated Matt. Ben is now in his 4th week without sleep. The guy keeps sketching at night, freezing everyone around him. Only now, his only model is Sharon, who gradually but surely replaces the memories of Susie. With genuine admiration, Ben creates one portrait of his beloved girl after another, in which, unlike the artist's previous models, she is not depicted naked. And after the work shift, the unsuspecting girl once again reminds Ben of tomorrow night's party and tenderly kisses him goodbye.
Sharon had broken the spell.
For the first time this month, he is able to fall asleep, and he sleeps through the night and another half of the day. Ben is awakened by a knock on the door and a voice outside announcing a phone call. Still half asleep, the guy goes to the phone, unaware of who might be calling him. The voice on the phone introduces himself as Alex Proud, a gallery owner who has noticed Ben's artwork and offers to arrange an exhibition for him. And while the artist, stunned by this sudden offer, promises to bring his work to the gallery, on the other side of the line, the jokers Barry and Matt are rolling with laughter and heading off to Jenkins' party. As arranged, Ben shows up on Sharon's doorstep. The guy immediately informs the dazzling beauty of the important event, the long-awaited offer to arrange an exhibition of his work. In high spirits, the couple goes to the party. Looking for familiar faces among the guests, Ben finds his friend Sean, whom he has invited himself, and unexpectedly spots his ex, Susie, who immediately comes over to say hello to him. After keeping up a considerate conversation with Susie, Ben nonchalantly leaves her and goes off to have fun with Sharon. The couple have a great time together, watching the revealing dance of a guest stripper. Ben leaves his friend for a while to go upstairs to the bathroom. Running into a long line, He is next when Susie suddenly emerges from the bathroom. She speaks timidly to Ben again, recalling their past feelings and lost love. The girl apologizes and confesses that she still can't get over Ben. Despite her former lover's cold rebuff, Susie tries to kiss Ben. This is what Sharon sees, and she instantly turns around to run away. Ben goes after her and shows up on the doorstep of Sharon's apartment to explain himself, but refusing to listen to him. The girl kicks Ben out. Sharon never shows up at the supermarket again. The guy goes to Alex Proud's art gallery, with whom he supposedly made an arrangement over the phone. To his surprise, the man informs him that this is the first time he has heard of Ben's name, and he is not familiar with his work. Ben realizes that he has been cruelly tricked by the Sainsbury's pranksters and is about to leave when suddenly Alex shows interest in the sketches that Ben had brought with him. Unexpectedly, the man praises his portraits and instructs his secretary, Lucy, to organize an exhibition for the young artist. With her next mail, Sharon receives an invitation to go to the exhibition and decides to visit it after all. She shows up at the gallery, where she unexpectedly sees many of her portraits being admired by other visitors. Stunned, she wanders among the pictures and with a smile notices Ben. She forgives him for the mix-up at the party. The first snowflakes are falling behind the window, and Ben decides to reveal his secret to his beloved. By kissing her, he stops time for the two of them. As always, you'll find the title of the movie in the video description. In the meantime, let us know in the comments, how did you go through a difficult breakup? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next awesome retelling.